Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? What a fantastic victory for Arsenal in the San Siro. Yo, I was saying, Henri, the 5-1, not quite there, but I will take it. Arsenal deal with Inter Milan, Champions League. It's over. We're moving on to the next stage. One more game to go. Top of the Champions League by a fair few points now. What a fantastic spot to be in for Arsenal. Gonna get into the game reaction, all that kind of stuff. Hey, you know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, join me on the road to 500 and help me celebrate this wonderful day of another victory in the San Siro. I remember that like it was yesterday, people, I tell you. Honestly, it was incredible, scintillating football from Arsenal. Okay, Inter had their spells. They're playing at home. They're the Italian team. We're playing in the San Siro. All that kind of stuff. So you're going to expect them to have some bits in the game where they're dominant. But we dealt with that pressure, come through like champions, 3-1, beat them in the San Siro. What a fantastic, fantastic result. Saka was phenomenal. Saliba was a rock. Trossard, dominant, professional. The handbrake came off today. Well and truly off, people. What a fantastic result. Gonna get into it. First half, we started so strong. Put them under pressure. It's like we were the home team. There was whistling and jeering from the Italian fans. Arsenal were making Inter Milan shit their pants. Shit in the pants. That's what was going on. They were like rabbits caught in headlights. They didn't know what to do. We were playing all around them. And this is why I wanted Jesus to start. I said it in my match preview. We're going to need a more mobile kind of forward. I'm going to get into the goals later, but ironically, the goals Jesus scored are kind of the goals you'd expect for Gyökeres, and Gyökeres as well. Wow, what a cameo he had. But we started strong. We put him under pressure. We get a fantastic first goal. Lovely interplay from the team. It reminded me of the Norwich goal that we scored that time. Those of you, if you know, you know. And brilliant, brilliant finish from Jesus. I think Timber, it was kind of like a short cross, but Jesus wasn't waiting to see if it was going wide or not. Sticks a leg out, puts it past Sommer, and we're 1-0 up. And Inter Milan didn't know what to do. They were shooketh. But I think that almost like surprised us, surprised the Arsenal players. Like they were like, how is this so easy? How are we like dominating this game so much? And there was a little bit of complacency that crept in, like some silly passes, people not looking after the ball in defense, not clearing the ball when they should. And what a finish from Sucic. He gets them back into the game. It's 1-1. And okay, you're playing at Inter Milan. You got a good lead. You deserved. They've got to go back. Maybe they didn't deserve. The fans are getting up, getting hyped, getting loud. What are you going to do? How are you going to handle it? Can you deal with the pressure? And that's where you got to stand up. And that's where you got to give it to this team. Because there were changes in midfield. Eze came in. Eze had a really good game. Eze played really determined. Even if some of his passes went a little bit astray after we got under pressure, he was always showing himself. He was always available. And he was super determined that he was going to have a positive impact on the game. And he did. He linked well with Saka. He linked well with the other attackers. In general, the attack looked really fluid. It was really nice to see Arsenal playing with a bit of freedom. Really good to see us enjoying playing again. But, you know, after Inter Milan got the goal, obviously they put us under a little bit of pressure. You're playing at the San Siro. What do you expect? They got the ultras. They got the loud fans. We don't have, you know, Rice starting. Gyökeres is on the bench. We've made, you know, a few changes. What's going to happen? But same old thing happens. Corner, corner, corner. Saka has a wicked delivery to the back. Trossard is there. Like I told you, Trossard was dominant. Gets his assist. Plays the ball back across. Jesus is there to nod it in. And that's what I mean. The goals that Jesus scored, you kind of would expect Gyökeres to score in where he was in the position to get that like touch on the Timber cross shot and also to be there for the header. You think, okay, actually maybe more Gyökeres style goals than Jesus, but Jesus' movement and awareness and just creating havoc because players don't know what he's going to do. They don't know where he's going to, pop up. And so caused chaos for that corner. Once the ball came back in, Jesus heads it in. He's just, tapping, back to 2-1. Great to get that goal before half-time because we really deserved to be in the lead in that game. It was a great finish from Šušić, don't get me wrong, but we were the dominant team, played much better than them, and we were showing them exactly what it's like when you come to play football against Arsenal. That's the thing. In the Premier League, no one wants to play football against us. Okay, the second goal was a corner, but that was caused by brilliant play, putting them under pressure. Inter Milan were bamboozled. Like I said, they didn't know what to do for half the game. And that's it. When you open up like that, give us a bit of space to run into. The handbrake came off, and we were playing the averages a bit more and maybe a little bit of risk because there were a few counters against us. I'm not going to lie. And, Inter couldn't take advantage of it. Our defense stood strong. Mosquera had a really good game. He was under pressure. He's been out for ages, right? And he's come in. I think everybody thought Gabriel would start that game. And the changes that Arteta made, that was really good to see. I thought he would have made more of those changes in the last game against Forest rather than this game against Inter Milan playing away at the San Siro. But great decisions from Arteta, great changes. The team looked so good, so fluid, 2-1 up. Okay, half-time. You think coming out, we got to have more of that. We can't allow Inter to take control of the game because that's what they're going to do. We're playing away in Italy, like I said. And so they put us under pressure in the second half, although Trossard started the second half really well. Thuram, the way Thuram holds up the ball, I've never seen anyone control the ball so much, make it stick. And he had one really good chance from it as well in the second half. If that had gone in, could have changed the game. But ultimately, they really didn't get behind us so much. Raya was there when he needed to be whenever, he was called into action. There wasn't really a fantastic Raya save. You know the saves he can pull out and you're like, okay, that's the save that's really kept us in the game. There wasn't really any of those today. He played well. He was solid. He closed down the angles when he needed to. He, saved the long shots that he needed to. Raya didn't have to do much. And so eventually we started to take control of the game again. Putting them under pressure. Arteta makes a few changes. Mosquera comes off. Gabriel comes on. Jesus comes off. Gyökeres comes on. I got to shout out one of my mates. He'd called it. He said, Gyökeres is going to come on and score in the last 20, 30 minutes. And what a goal from Gyökeres. There you go, people. He scored a banger from outside of the box. 3-1, kills the tie, game over. Thank you very much. What more do you want? Like I said, are you not entertained? Is that not good enough for you? What a finish by Gyökeres. Incredible from him. He had another chance that he blazed over, but doesn't even matter. That goal he scored won the game. I mean, we're going to finish top of the Champions League, right? Bayern have a game tomorrow. City lost to Bodo Glimt. People were clowning Tottenham for beating Bodo Glimt on the way to the Europa. Maybe they're not such a bad team after all, but they got 6 points and half of those came from City. Do you know what I mean? But back to Arsenal, because that, honestly, I will remember just like I remember this 5-1 against Inter. I'll remember this 3-1 just as much because this is one of those results that is going to make everyone sit up and take notice. We beat Bayern. We beat them at ours. People said, okay, but you beat them at the Emirates. Okay, we've gone away. We've beaten Inter now as well. I don't know who else we've beaten. I don't even care because bring your team. Let us play. Top of the Premier League by 7 points. Top of the Champions League by what? 5 points? I'm not even sure. I have to double check, see how everything ended. But Bayern were our closest contender and they still have to play tomorrow. So we'll see what happens with them. But you got to say job done by Arsenal. We're finishing at least first or second? Probably first, even if, the worst happens in the next game. But we're playing Kairat. Great opportunity to, freshen up the squad, play some of the second string players. It's a shame Waneri's gone because that would be a perfect game for him to play in. But I'm sure he can play some Champions League football for Marseille, but what a phenomenal result. Boom. There you go. People have been saying, and I've been thinking as well, we haven't been playing really fluid football. We haven't been super entertaining. We've been, workmanlike. But that's what it's like in January. The games, you play the game every 2-3 days. That's what it's like. You just got to get through, get the points on the board, and to be at this stage of the season, 7 points clear in the Premier League, and however many points clear in this stage of the Champions League, we're through to the next round. Job done. I think we're probably finishing first or second. We'll see what happens in the final game, but that means we play like all of our games at home or something like that. It gives us a big advantage now because they changed the rules after last season. You didn't get anything for finishing in the top 8, really. You played like your first game at home and then it was a lottery. So I think we would get a huge advantage of a lot of home games, like second or whatever in the Champions League. And so let's see who we get whenever all the qualification is done. But we're done. Fantastic result, showing Europe how it's done. Sit up and take notice. Everybody is cacking it now. That was the worst result for every other team for Arsenal. Like, the last thing anybody wanted was to see Arsenal take the handbrake off, give Inter Milan a spanking at home, right when we needed a little boost. A little boost in the title race, coming at the right time. City getting kicked in the nuts by Bodo Glimt today. Incredible. Rodrigo sent off, but that's not why they lost. That's not why they lost. City are cracking, and Arsenal, at the right time, hopefully, we're finding a bit of fluidity. What a fantastic result. Hey, I hope you've enjoyed the show, people, because I enjoyed that game. I will see you next time. What a result. You just got to support the team now, people. We're in such a good place. Every other team in Europe, every single other one, would swap where they are for where we are right now. So support the team. Start dreaming. Every trophy's still on the table. We got to win 1 or 2 of them, right? I will see you next time, people. Have a great evening. Peace. Bye.